Good morning, Coppin State.
Good morning.
Good morning, Coppin State.
Good morning.
Good morning. Everybody give it up one more time for your talented president, Dr. Anthony Jenkins. I want you to know that in my travels as a state delegate, I had the opportunity to see many university presidents throughout the state of Maryland and even beyond. And you all have a special, special leader here at Coppin State. When Dr. Jenkins took his oath to protect and to represent this university, I got a chance to speak with him, and he said, "There is one thing I never want to hear again." And I said, "What's that?" He said, "I never want to hear somebody say that Coppin State is the best kept secret in Maryland." He said, "I don't want it to be a secret. I want everybody to know when they hear the name Coppin State University that they are touching and witnessing greatness." Thank you. So I am a proud Coppin State alumni from the class of 2006. I am blessed and honored to be here before you today and to be a small part of the beginning of your journey here at Coppin State University. Like many of you, I walked the very halls that you'll walk to get to your classes. I was honored to graduate with a degree, a Bachelor in Science from Coppin State in the Department of Criminal Justice. I was proud to then take that degree to the University of Baltimore and earn my Juris Doctorate and then pass the bar exam and practice law here in this state. I've been able to serve as special counsel for not one but two attorneys generals here in the state of Maryland. After that, I then opened my own civil litigation law firm where I continue to practice law today. Thank you. In 2017, I won my first political campaign. It was for a seat on the Annapolis City Council. I was happily serving in that seat on the Annapolis City Council when one day I got a phone call. The voice on the other line was shaky, and I could tell something was wrong. She said, "Shaneka, our delegate, who at that time was the Speaker of the House of Delegates in the state of Maryland," she said, "our Speaker, Mike Bush, he is not doing well. He is in the hospital, and this time they don't expect that Mike will recover." As she collected her voice to try to explain to me what else she intended to say, she said, "And someone will have to assume his delegate seat." Now, I want to set the expectation on this. Mike Bush was the Speaker of the House of Delegates, the third most powerful person in the state of Maryland. He had held his delegate seat for 32 years, and he was Speaker of the House for 16 years. And this person called me to say, "Mike Bush is not going to be able to continue as our delegate. Would you consider putting your name in for his delegate seat?" I turned and I looked at my husband, and he said, "Do you want to do that?" And I said, "Yeah." And he said, "Can you do that?" And I said, "Oh, yeah." It was that education that I received at Coppin State University that helped to give me the confidence that I could step into shoes that seemed larger than life, that I could, in fact, be the first Black woman to represent my city in the House of Delegates in our very own capital city. When I look back at it, I could say my exposure to state politics began here at Coppin State University. While studying in the Criminal Justice Department, I had the honor and privilege of being under the tutelage of then State Senator Ralph M. Hughes. Ralph Hughes, yes. He was a native son of Baltimore, and he was passionate about public service. He would leave his job in the State House during the winter months and come to Coppin in the spring, the summer, and the fall, and he would tell us how laws were made. That we didn't just walk out into the world, into a system where we had no say and we had no involvement, but that someone somewhere was writing a bill, casting a vote, and making a law, and that would determine the outcome of our lives. He was our real-life connection to what was happening around us every day that shaped the quality of all 6 million people who live in the state of Maryland. Senator Hughes once told us a story that he didn't intend to wind up being a state senator. He didn't intend to go to law school. He didn't intend to necessarily go into being a professor. But as a young man, he wanted to work for the FBI. But he said back then racism was prevalent and it was obvious and it was prevailing. And when he went to the FBI, as qualified as he was with his degree from Howard University, they told him, no, in fact, you must go to law school if you want to work at the FBI. So he then went to law school, came back to the FBI and said, here I am, I now have my law degree. And again, was rejected and turned away because of racism. He was able to start a career in the law where he became a passionate advocate. He advocated to end the death penalty in Maryland. You can clap for that. He taught us, his students here at Coppin State University, that with the privilege of the education we received here, we had a tremendous responsibility to give back. We were educated about Fanny Jackson Coppin, a trailblazing woman in her own right. You have the honor and distinction of being at one of only 3 HBCUs that are named after women. You have Bethune-Cookman, yes, named after Mary McLeod Bethune, Voorhees University, named after Elizabeth Evelyn Wright, and the Coppin State University, named after Fanny Jackson Coppin. Notable alumni from this university include the author and thinker Ta-Nehisi Coates, Dwight Tillery, the former mayor of Cincinnati, and a good friend of mine, Judge Nicole Barrymore, who currently sits as a circuit court judge in Baltimore City Circuit Court. I could name for you the list of alumni who have gone on to do great things with their life, but what I'm interested in is the list that you will add to and being a future alumni that will do great things with your life. Dr. Jenkins has dubbed you the Eagles Amplified, a cohort that is poised to make waves not just on campus but beyond. Your experiences here will shape the rest of your life, and I cannot wait to see how you'll leave your mark on Coppin State. The education you'll receive here is an elite education, but again, let me be clear. What you get out of that elite education is entirely up to you. Coppin has all the resources and support you need, but it's your drive, your discipline, and your passion that will define your path. I encourage you to lean into every opportunity, build relationships, take risks, get to know each other, rely on the faculty and the staff who have dedicated themselves to your success. As a Coppin student, you carry a legacy of activism, leadership, and transformation. You have the chance to amplify your voice and create change that you want to see. Whether you're pursuing healthcare, business, education, arts, or politics like myself, the world is ready to hear what you have to say. Not only that, the world needs your voice. We face turbulent times on a global scale, from the ongoing fight to make Black Lives Matter, to violence and unrest in Sudan, war in Ukraine, conflict in the Middle East. Sometimes it can feel overwhelming when you look out and you see the world. Even here, we witness deep division, struggles for justice, and calls for leadership that bring unity and understanding. But that is the reason you are here. That is the reason you are an eagle. Eagles soar when it's the highest turbulence. Eagles don't avoid a storm. If you've ever seen an eagle fly, eagles fly best in a storm because they ride the turbulence to soar higher and higher and higher. And when the eagle hits its stride at the peak, that's where the eagle finds peace and clarity and calm. That's where the eagle can survey the landscape ahead of them. That's where the eagle can see ahead of their opponents and make good decisions. That's where the eagle makes its mark, is riding the winds on top of a storm. What some may call the winds of adversity, you here at Coppin will transform into the winds of change. As you go forward, know that your journey isn't just about your own success, but it's about making an impact in the world that's calling for justice and for peace. You are a generation that can truly amplify those calls, and I believe you will soar higher than you ever imagined. To the incoming class, welcome. To the outgoing class, congratulations. To the faculty and the staff that keep this institution going every day, thank you. And to each of you who are here, remember that the sky is not the limit for an eagle, it is just the beginning. Thank you.